Alright, so we got our first trailer for Cassian Andor, which I don't know how long I can make this. Hopefully I can get my thoughts out on this trailer, which, yeah, I kept, honestly, as much as I'm excited for Andor, I kept forgetting it was coming out. Like, it was literally like, anyone else feel like that? Like, you're so excited for something, but yet you keep forgetting it's coming out, and then when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh shit, that's a thing. Fuck, that's still a thing. What? How did I forget that? And Andor, right, like with Obi-Wan, was another one I was really excited for. Because even though, yeah, you've technically already told the story of Cassian Andor and where we know it's going to end, I feel like there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about, like not just the formation of the rebellion, but also like the shady underside of the rebellion too. With Cassian, you see it opened the door to showing that the rebellion wasn't all squeaky clean and did things by the book. Obviously, we saw that with Saw Gerrera, and now we get to see of what Cassian and what the darks, like the wet work stuff of the rebellion can do. Ugh. Rona sucks, by the way. Just saying. Yesterday it was worse. Anyway. So, this is gonna be cool. Like, I think this is gonna be a pretty fun show. They did announce it is coming out in August, so there is a bit of a wait, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan will keep us tied over for the short amount of time we have until this show comes out. Anyway. Anyway. So, looks like we are going to get like more of Cassian's origins. Like, we do know from extended lore that Cassian was, when he was younger, he and his family were part of the Separatists. Like, they were Separatists in battling the Galactic battling the Galactic Republic. So it's kind of cool that we're getting like more on that side, because obviously there were galactic systems who were essentially like the galactic systems in some cases were a lot of galactic systems in that regard were on the side of Dooku and the Separatists, because they actually felt oppressed by the Galactic Republic, or mistreated by them still, even though Palpatine promised a better life. Which, again, is pretty, like, it's kind of funny, like, the more we look at the prequels and look more at, like, the geopolitical stuff of it, the more it's, like, interesting. Like, it's kind of funny now that we're, like, we back then we looked at, like, oh, who needs politics in Star Wars? Like, it's boring. And then we look at it today and, like, oh, it's actually kind of interesting and kind of scary of how close it is to real life. So that's it's going to be cool to see things like the war from the Separatist side, at least in small glances here and there. It does look like we are going to get some stuff with the Separatist Alliance and talk about what that was about. I think we need more open-ended. I think we need kind of more of a discussion as to why some people join the Separatist Alliance instead of just like, ooh, we're evil and we're just going to join Dooku because war is cool. As for the show itself, we did get to see some more, like, we got to see early stormtroopers, and it was kind of cool to see the infantry uniforms used in Solo. I kind of dug those, so it's kind of cool to see the infantry uniforms used in those episodes, and maybe we'll get to see more of the mud trooper stuff we saw in Kashyyyk and Solo. While I'm not a fan of the movie itself, there are some things I still like. Like, we do have a really big star-studded cast, which I'm really, like, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but there were actors in here I was like, oh, he's here, or oh, she's here. Okay. I really enjoyed, like, just the sheer, like, it looks like it's going to be a dark show. It does look like it's going to be taking a very kind of darker tone. And again, going back to the whole thing I was saying about how this show feels like it's going to go the extra mile in saying that, yeah, the rebellion did some really dirty stuff too to fight the Empire, which I'm all for. Like, I'm all for the idea of the rebellion basically being shown that, yeah, they did some really dirty stuff too in the war, because in war there are no heroes. Like, there's no real heroes in anything. Although there are some times where you're like, oh yeah, you're the bad guys, we're the good guys, and again, you can apply that to that space in between the 1930s to 1945 too. But even then, Allies did some really horrible stuff too to win the war. So keep that in mind. Anyway, we're not here to talk about. Let's talk about some more space wizards. Sorry, this thing is really making me jump all over the place. This virus I have is making me jump all over the goddamn place. So I do apologize for that. I am curious as to see like where else we could go with this show. I am very curious to see where we could go in terms of like planets. I think we did see a bit of Camino, so this is obviously before what happened in Bad Batch of the Empire destroying the clone facilities on Camino. We did get to see more of the carriers from Clone Wars, so we'll probably get some clone troopers in here again, going back to Cassian's whole relationship in the Separatist Alliance. So that's good. I am wondering if they're going to bring in, because we already know we're going to get season 2. We already know we are getting they announced a little while back that they are, even before season 1 of Cassian was announced, they already said they're doing season 2. I mean, you can only do like maybe 2, maybe a third season, because we already know where these characters are gonna go. Like, we already know what happens to Cassian. We already know that ending. But at the same time, we already know that the ending for Obi-Wan and by and large Vader as well. But it's nice to see little spaces in between for those stories. So I'm kind of hoping for like a James Bond in space. That's what I'm kind of hoping for, but like not like Sean Connery Bond in space, more like Daniel Craig Bond in space. And I think a lot of people, I've already seen people like compare that to others, where they're saying like, yeah, this is like Daniel Craig Bond in space, where it's like the more in your face, like he's a little more like willing to get dirty to get what he wants. So that's really cool. I really like that. I'm also like going back to, because I'm all over the place. This thing is fucking kicking my ass. I'm sorry. Are we going to see K2SO in this show? Are we going to see? I think maybe not this season, but maybe the next season we'll get K2SO, because they did say like there was a comic showing K2, like how they met in a standalone comic, Cassian and K2. So maybe they'll do like a live action adaptation of that comic. I don't know, but I do think we are going to get K2 at some point. I don't know about this season. I think this is going to be more about the formations of the rebellion, as well as talking about like Cassian's backstory, and then maybe season 2 we'll get like K2 and more of the rebellion being formed. At least that's what I think they're going to try to do. That's my personal thought, is I think that's where they're going to go with those characters. I think that's what the idea is with this show, is to do Cassian's origin and maybe some early missions first, and then move on to season 2, which is gonna focus on maybe more rebellion stuff along the way. And maybe if we get a season 3, we'll probably like it'll tie into Rogue One. Who the hell knows? So yeah, I am very excited for this show. I can't wait for it. Again, it was one of those shows I kept forgetting. Like I literally kept forgetting that this was going to be a show. Like every time it was just like, hey, Obi-Wan, I'm so excited. It's my most anticipated show for the Star Wars Disney Plus shows, and which is coming out tomorrow, and I'm still like hyped for it. But at the same time, it took me a trailer to go, oh shit, Cassian's a thing. Like Cassian Andor is getting a TV show, and we're gonna see where that goes. So yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Cassian Andor what do you think of Cassian Andor getting a show? What did you guys think of the trailer is what I'm asking. Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. Do you want to see K2 in here too, or General Draven? just comment below, let me know. And as always, if you haven't already, hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse, so I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.